Hello everybody, here Renee from Spain. It has been a long time without me making a video, but finally I decided to make one today because I was listening to a great album that I never talked about on the channel, and it's a classic brutal death metal album. And I'm talking about the debut full-length album by the band Suffocation. And of course they first released an EP, and after that they released this first full-length album, Effigy of the Forgotten, in 1991, in October, actually, not far away from this date. I will check, 8th of October. Of course, today it's the 15th of October, but it's such a killer album. The vocalist and a guitar player are still in the band nowadays, and yeah, I'm super happy, of course, whenever I play this album, even if it's like a brutal death metal, it still has a special, like, old school vibe that's always going to be special, in my opinion, because I grew up with this type of death metal, and it always makes me smile. It doesn't make me angry. I just enjoy it very much. And let me see. Metal Archives. They said that on League of University, that's the first track, you can hear the first slam guitar riff in death metal. I don't know if that's true. I'm not an expert. I'm not a death metal expert. But for sure, some of you know it better than me. I love the artwork. The band, of course, is from New York, Long Island, but this album was recorded in Florida, in the Morrisound Studios, where so many great albums were recorded, and it was mastered in Hollywood. I'm playing it now, so I cannot really show. I still want to show the CD too. I'll get it out. I was just playing it again, and I thought, look, I'm going to make a video. I haven't made a video in a long time, just too warm for it. I want to say hello to many people. I mean, quite a few people that ask me how I am. I'm doing fine. My voice was not so good. Now it's getting a little better. That's why I'm quite positive about that. But something horrible happened. A guy in the VC, that influenced me, and quite a few others, like Scott Walters and many other YouTubers that came a little bit after. I'm talking about LJ. LJ, together with Greeno, they were both YouTubers, like, before I started. I started in 2014. I think they already started a couple years earlier. But those were some of the first. Greeno and LJ were some of the first YouTubers I was following. And LJ passed away, I think last week Thursday, a week ago. Yeah, today's Wednesday, but like a week ago. It's quite sad, very sad for his family. He had some kids too. That's why rest in peace, LJ. And I feel very sorry for the family too. But anyway, I also want to, because I promised I was going to do that. I didn't forget it. Jürgen, he was also a YouTuber from Norway some years ago. He made videos. He had an amazing collection. You cannot believe this guy's collection. And he came to my shop during the summer. And then, we trade some things. I sold him some stuff. And later we trade, tapes for t-shirts. I sent him t-shirts and he sent me tapes. And these two tapes are very rare. So I want to show these ones. They're from the 80s. See, this is Black Angels on tape. This EP on tape. It comes also with the two tracks that were on the 7-inch single. They put it all together on this tape. It's a beautiful tape. They came out both under the same record label. Let me see, I wrote it down here. Okay, so he sent me a tape by a band called Witch, but from Sweden. Actually, I have the tape here. Heavy Metal Mania cover song they do too. This is a band from the 80s. This tape is from 83. And Black Angels, they were from Norway. There's a demo 84 plus the 2 songs from the 7-inch single from 85 are on here. That I saw, sorry. We have here the EP from 86 and the 7-inch single from 85. Like I already showed. Eric actually sent me 2 copies, but I want to keep them both because you never know if one breaks or something. And the other one, Neon Night. And if you like Ingrid Malmsteen, 2020 volts, you will like Neon Night too. This is a great tape from 1987. And they made a demo before in 1984. They came actually back together. They were active from 84 to 87 and again in 2010 and in 2014. But then they split up forever, I guess. Of course, everybody gets older. I get older. If you check my old videos, you can see, of course, 10 years passed by, 11 years actually. And of course, you can see that. You know, that's normal. We all age, and yeah, we should appreciate when we age because that means that we made it. The longer you made it, the better. Because so many people like LJ and so many other people even die earlier, younger. That's so sad, really. When it's like under the 70 or under the 80, I always think it's extremely, extremely sad. But anyway, I already showed this. Great album by Suffocation. If you don't know this album, check it out. I mean, they call it brutal death metal, brutal technical death metal, but it's not too technical. That's why it's easy listening. You know, the good guttural voice is amazing. You know, this singer, Frank Mullen, he's just totally amazing. He's still in the band today because the band split it up between 1998 and 2002. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, he left the band in 2018, the vocalist. So it's good I'm checking this because they must have a new vocalist now. I only have the early Suffocation stuff. I don't follow them nowadays. But they're still active and they must have a new vocalist. Yes, since 2019. You know, he was in the band Disgorge and many other bands. But anyway, it's good I checked it again. Super album, a must have on Roadrunner Records. And stay metal, everybody. Take care.